recording is on day 20, and time is this, date 28 October 2024, 28 October 2024, and time is this, day what, 20. So pandas advance operations. What is that? Pandas advanced operations. What is that? Let us see. Now what I want to do, so we have seen how to add new column. We have seen how aggregation work. Aggregation is nothing but what multiple, like group by, how group by exactly work, how sorting works, right? How filtering works. All those things we have seen in the last session. Now, one thing is remaining, that is reshaping the tabular data. How do we reshape the tabular data? How do we reshape the tabular data? How do we reshape what? Tabular data. So first what we need to do? Let's have the database first. Let's have two databases. So import numpy as np, import pandas as pd. Okay, so here Titanic is equals to pd dot read csv. Read what? CSV. So we have a Titanic data over here. Similarly, we can have one more data, air quality index. So let's have that data, air quality is equals to pd dot read csv, read pd dot read csv. Okay, pd dot read csv. Now what? How to reshape the layout of the tables? I want to sort the Titanic data according to, see now, reshaping. I want to sort the Titanic data according to, right, age of the passengers. What happened? Read CSV, air quality. Any problem in your data? Okay. So there are some parameters we need to pass, like this. If you see here, index column date.utc parse dates is equals to true, because dates are in a different format. Dates are in a different format, date.utc. Yeah, there is a column date.utc and date.utc. It is not in the list. Actually, it is there. You see this? Date.utc is the column date.utc. Right? We are talking about this column and we need to parse this thing. pd.readcsv, github.com. Okay. We need to have the raw. That's the concern. We need to have the raw data. It is not showing raw data. That is the problem. Make sure that whenever you are getting from the GitHub, it should start from the subdomain raw. It should start from the subdomain what? Raw. Okay, now reshaping. In the first reshaping, what we need to do is that how do I sort the table rows? I want to sort the Titanic data according to the age of the passengers. I want to sort using the age of the passengers. So we have, so this is also kind of a reshaping, remember that? So let's have it. I want to, so Titanic dot sort values, here you can see Titanic dot sort values by age. TI, this might be spelling mistake, run it. And here you can say sort by the age, right? If you see, where is the age? Yeah, here is the age. 0.42, 0.67, 75, 75, 83. It has been sorted. Now I want to sort the Titanic data according to the cabin class. I want to sort what? The Titanic data according to the cabin class and the age in descending order. How do you do that? In the descending order. So here, if you see, I want to sort the Titanic data according to the, can you see, and cabin class and age. Remember that there is anding. So here we need to pass an array, and P, if you want to see what it is having, if you don't know, presently we know that thing, but most of the time you don't know. So let's have the column info, what Titanic is having. Can you see passenger ID? So P class is the passenger class, and what you need to do, cabin class according to the cabin class and the age. Cabin class and the age. So cabin class is representing by the P class, passenger class. Here we can say column P class, and second value is age. Run it, and if you see P class here 111 and the age and age. So anding is there, right? 0.92, 2, 4, 11, something like that. So there is an anding. So whatever is bigger in between them, that will be happening. And here we can say ascending is false. ASCENDING. So here you will get 74, 70, 65, 63 and this thing, and the P class 333. Right. So anding, the way we have anding in that thing, it will happen. Now Now this is also reshaping. Remember that here we are reshaping, right? Now long to the wide table format. So let us use the small subset of the air quality index set. We focus on the NO2 data. Let's have the AIR underscore quality dot info. So you will get the details of the air quality info. If you see city, country, location, parameter, value, and the unit. So what we have: city, country, location, parameter, value, and the unit. Correct. So this is our air quality indexes. So what we need to do, let's use a small subset of the air quality data. We focus on the NO2 data. We focus on what? NO2 data, and only use first two measurements of each location. That is head of the each group. The subset of the data would be called NO2 subset. NO2 subset, right? Now, if you see, we need to create the subset of the data. What is the thing we focus on? Let me have it over here. Reshaping. Remember that we are learning reshaping. We focus on the data. That is the head of the group. The subset of the data will be called NO2 subset. We focus on the data and only use the first two measurements of the each location. That is head of each group. That is head of each group. So we focus on the data and only use the first two measurement of each location. First two measurements of the each location means what? Let us see. So here let's have air underscore quality dot tail. Let's have the last 10 records and see what we are getting. Date UTC, city, country, location, parameter, value, and the unit. Parameter is NO2. So first whatever they have said, let's filter for NO2 data only. We need only NO2 data. So there are a lot of parameters available over here. So we can say air quality dot tail 30, air quality dot tail 30. Presently it is showing you NO2 only, but there are a lot of records other than NO2. Okay, instead of tail, let's have a head. First 100 records. Yeah, can you see PM25, PM25? But what we need to create, we need to create the data with NO2 only, right? So here you can say NO2, NO2, nitrogen dioxide. So we are having nitrogen dioxide, NO2. So we need to have only those columns whose parameter is NO2. AIR dot AIR underscore quality. Yeah, and if you see, if the air quality of parameter is exactly equals to NO2, just run it. So if you print, you are creating a new data frame. Here you can say NO2 dot head. Everything you will see in a NO2 is the NO2. Any question, team? Hello? Any question? This is clear, right? So here what you have done, see how you have created a new data frame. That data frame would be having all the records who are having parameter as NO2. Who are having parameter as what? NO2. And NO2 dot head, can you see, you will get only NO2. Now we need to apply. I want the values. So I want the values. So here if you see, what is that? Yeah. So we focus on the data, and only use the first two measurements of the each location. That is head of the each group. Right. First two measurements of the location, head of the group. The subset of the data would be called NO2 subset. So let's create the NO2 subset now. So here you can say NO2 underscore subset NO2 dot sort underscore index dot group by location and head to. Only two records we would be needing. Right, that's what can you say, head to group by location and this thing. And here we can print NO2 dot, just print the NO2, only two records are there, NO2 underscore subset, print it. Oh, okay. So if you see the group by over here, group by query is going to give you, it is going to group by means of the location. So here if you can see BE, this one, London, whatever, this one, and this one. So that is 2, means group by we are going to have, and by that the group would be having the 2 records, right? So 0, 1, 2. So group would be having 2 records. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. And can you see how many records are there? Only 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Only 2 records we are having. Getting my point? What do you mean by this 2? So NO2 dot sort index, right? So so we are going to sort by means of the index, right? Sort by means of the index dot group by with which key? A location key, with the location key, this thing. And whenever that group by will happen, give me the 2 records, and here you get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3. These are the 2 records only actually, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 would be considered as 1, 1, 2, 3 would be considered as 1, right? So here you got the 2 records. Okay, so it is the meaning of this thing. We focus on the data and only use the first 2 measurements of the each location, the head of the each group. Okay, the subset of the data would be called NO2 subset. So this is the NO2 subset. This is what? NO2 subset. Getting my point? Hello? Is that clear? So what exactly we are doing? So sort the object by labels along the axis, right? So returns the new data frame sorted by the label if in place argument is false, otherwise update the original data frame and return none. So when you talk about this NO2 sort index, a method which is used to sort the data by means of the natural index. So whenever you create the data frame, on the first day we have seen, it creates the index automatically. So you are sorting this NO2 frame by means of that index, and on that you are grouped by the location. Group by the location. Now next query, here you can say I want the values for the 3 stations as the separate columns next to each other. Now see, this is different. I want the values for 3 stations. in the columns next to each other. So here are the stations, right? But they are in a row. These are the different row. I want the values for 3 stations as a separate column next to each other. It is not the same that we are doing so far. This is something else, right? So I want the values for 3 stations in a separate column. So here you can say NO2 subset dot pivot. Pivot will do that thing. Column, location, and values are from the value. Can you see this column is the location and the value? So I want the values for this 3 stations as a separate columns next to each other. Now if you run it, see here. Now can you see location, this thing, and if you see here, you are getting values in a 3 columns. So 22.5, 20, this thing, this is a B, this is actually a value. If you see here, location BERD, FR this thing, and London Westminster, right? So this is one actually row became column. The pivot function is purely reshaping the data. A single value of each index or the column and the combination is required. Can you see that? So reshaping, whatever we have done, sorting, you have reshaped the data frame. Here you create the new data frame, right? Here also, not here. So here you have reshaped the data frame. That is the reshaping of the data frame. Any queries? Correct. Technically, presently we have a data with all the values, and that's why it is showing like this. But if it is not there, definitely it will show the none. Or yeah, if you see here, it is showing the nan. Can you see that nan? So this BRT FR, this thing is not available for few things, right? So with this date, this is not available, so it is showing nan. So with this date, this is not there, so it is showing nan, right? So this location means what? This location, 3 columns, 1, 2, 3. These are the separate columns, and the date UTC. So here it has considered the date UTC, and these are the values. So for this date, this is actually, if you look at the row BERT, where is that guy? Yeah, this value 9. If you see this and this is same, so this it is there, and their value 22.5, right? So row became the column over here. So whatever association is there between these columns, those values would be getting printed. Rest of the values are eliminated. You got it? No, but see, how do you print that? That is actually not possible to print all these values. Okay, so if you see num2 sub after the pivot, okay, just dot input, we can say. Yeah, can you see only 3 things are there, which means that other values are removed. Clear? Okay, so whatever we are tweaking, I will remove that so that you will get a clean notebook whenever you refer it back. Okay. Okay. So I will, so correct. So let's have a pivoted df, pivoted df. And here we can say, just run it. If you don't run it, you will not get output in the next thing. Pivoted underscore df dot info. Okay, like this. So what we will do here, we can say pivoted df. Let's print the pivoted df also. Any other queries? Okay. Now what we are going to see, pivot table is a well-known concept in the spreadsheet. When interested in the rows and columns, margins for each variable, set the margin parameter to the true. If you wanna set the margins, right, you can set the margin parameter as a true. Now see, let's print out the mean, air quality dot pivot underscore table, pivot underscore table. So values is equals to value, index is equals to location, columns is equals to parameter, and aggregate function we are going to use is the mean. And margin, okay, I'll not add margin true and run it straight away. Can you see parameter number 2 PM25, right? Location, this, and you have got the mean over here. You have got what? Aggregate function mean. Now when you say margins true, it will add some space. It will add some space and you will get proper thing. Can you see location parameter NO2, nitrogen dioxide, this PM25, and the all, and you'll get the mean something like this. So here if you use some aggregate functions we are using, the aggregate, what are the aggregate functions we know? Mean, sum, max, median, mean, sum, max, and the median, right? So pivot table is indeed directly linked to the group by. The same results can be derived by grouping on the both parameters and the location. Grouping on the both parameters and you can say the location. In case you are wondering, with the pivot table is indeed directly linked, it's the group by only. So with the help of the group by also we can achieve this. So here we can say air quality dot group by parameters location and here value dot mean. So if you do something like this, see what it will return. Instead of writing, let's write a full thing first. Let's write the full thing first. Excuse me. Air quality dot group, group, group by Okay, some bracket were missing, so it is doing something like this. So let's try to print this much and run it. So it is returning the object of data frame group by object. It is returning what? Object of data frame group by object. Let's try to print it. I want to show you what is this value actually. Actually, value is one of the column over here. Actually, inside this, whenever this data frame would be created, so you will get a data frame, right? A group by thing, and inside that there would be a value. Just a minute, let me show you that part. Now, if you wanna print that, if you see, this is not the data frame object you are getting over here, but you are getting data frame group by object. Data frame group by object. So here we can say grouped underscore obj, grouped underscore obj. And here grouped obj dot info, grouped obj dot info, sorry, grouped obj dot head, we can say. Yeah, can you see? I just wanted to show you this value, right? It is having one thing as a value. So this is the grouped. After this query, you'll get the grouped thing. Can you see? So we have done group by means of the parameter and the location. All the things would be there. And can you see? All the location parameter, location parameter, location parameter. It is grouped by that. Now what we need to see, so we are understanding meaning of this, which is nothing but this pivoted table. So if you don't want to write this much query and you want to do same thing by means of the group by, you can do something like this. So air quality group by, it will give you this thing. It will give you these records. So grouped obj. Now grouped obj of value. Just run it. Again, it is the series. You'll get one column, right? Series dot head. We have seen that pandas. Can you see here? All the values you will get over here. And then you can say dot mean. Here you can say dot mean. And this is how, if you can see, for this location, this is the thing. For this location, parameter and the location. Remember that. It is the, can you see here also? If you see, here also you are getting something like this, NO2, PM and all. A similar structure you can create over here by means of the group by. But remember that here you have used the pivot. For the pivot, you will have, remember that pivot rows will become column. Column will become the rows. That's the pivot. And the same thing we are getting over here, NO2, PM25 and this thing. If you see, so this arrange, here there is a repetition, right? And here there is no repetition. That's what the pivot purpose is. But it's a group by. So we can convert this, we can reshape the output of this group by to this, no problem. You just need to apply a pivot over here. Here you have used the pivot table. Here you need to apply the pivot, by means of you can achieve this result. But in short, what we are trying to say over here, what we are trying to put over here, the output by this query and the output by this data frame query is the same. Any questions? Any questions, guys? This is clear, right? Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah, go ahead. Correct. And if there is no same, you will get a nan over here, right? If you see here, FR00 is not available in this parameter and the location group by. So it is showing you nan over here, right? So you are getting things as same. You are getting a similar kind of data over here, but in a different form. Now, 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 if you see here, our main query, our main query was long to wide format, right? We have what we have done over here, we have reduced to some values. Okay, now we need to do reverse, wide to long format. Wide to long format means what exactly? Wide to long format, starting from the wide format table created in the previous section, we add a new index to the data frame with the reset index. So indices will start from the 0 again, right? So I want to collect all the air quality NO2 measurements in a single column. Now see what is happening here. First, just reset the indexing. What do you mean by exactly resetting the index? So NO2 underscore pivoted is equals to NO2 dot pivot columns. Yeah, NO2 dot pivot columns. Here you can say location values is equals to value. Okay, and you can print NO2 underscore pivoted. Just run it. Dot head. Dot head. Remember that here we are using, if you go here in the beginning, in the really beginning, if you go in the beginning, you are using date as an indexing column. We are using date as indexing column. I think someone dropped off. Okay, so we also complete this much part, and we will conclude. Okay, so if you see here, read CSV. What is the indexing column? Date is the indexing column. I don't want to do. I want to remove that part. Indexing means what? By which you are going to index. By the date you are going to index, and that's why, can you see, date.utc is automatically indexing. Now means what? Indexing means what? This term might be problematic to you. Off, if you do this date, off, if you do this date, you'll get this record. Run it. Okay, so we need to format it. If you see, one more thing we have used over here. If you see, it is not directly we are using parse dates. So here we need to pass the parsed object, right? Here we can say, so first parse the date. So here we can say dt is equals to dt is equals to pd dot to date time, and here we can pass this guy. Here we can pass this guy, and then here we can pass this dt. Okay, still it is not happening. Get LOC. Okay, got it. What's happening? To date time. I think we are getting some problem over here. But indexing means this. So whatever object you will get over here, whatever object you will get over here, we can ask Gemini to ask Gemini over here. Yeah, correct the code for accessing from data frame, right? Okay, let's correct the code for accessing the data frame. Pivoted using this thing. So pd dot date time, pd dot, where is the pd? We don't have a pd over here. So name is pd dot read CSV. Okay, we have a pd. The issue is that is likely a date time index, and you are trying to access it with the date time object directly. You should use dot .loc. Can you see? Dot .loc. Pivoted dot .loc and the dp. That's what the object conversion error. Can you see? Now you are getting. If you pass this thing, that's what I wanted to show you. What do you mean by resetting the index? So this number 2 pivoted is a date time index. If you see here, whenever we have loaded it, index column is a date time UTC and the parse date. So internally it is creating the date time objects and associating it with each row, right? And when you say, this is the parsing, internally this is happening. So parse, what you can say, this parse dates true, meaning is this thing. Meaning is what? This thing. It is converting this string date to some date object and assigning it as a index. But I don't want to do this thing. I don't want to do this thing. I want dot reset underscore index. Refresh it. And now if you print number 2 dot no2, not number 2 dot head, and here if you see, it is indexing from the 0 1 2 3 4. It is indexing from columns location values, this thing reset index. You are indexing not from the date time right now. That's what the index resetting is. Reshaping. Correct. Serial number. Yeah. Yeah. Getting my point? Hello? That's it for the day. Now we would be concluding today's session, and now we are going to meet directly on the 4th of November, right? That's what everyone have suggested. So 29th, tomorrow would be the off, and we would be meeting on the 4th of November. Fine. Let's call it for a day. We'll meet in the next session. Thank you. Yeah, I'll upload all the things. Yeah. Thank you.